The first package disappeared on a quiet Tuesday afternoon, and the delivery photo clearly showed it sitting perfectly on my porch steps. When I opened the door 30 minutes later, the box was gone, leaving nothing but the faint rectangle of dust where it had been. At first I blamed porch pirates because package theft had been increasing around our neighborhood recently. But the second delivery vanished only 12 minutes after being dropped off, and something about that timing felt suspiciously precise. That was the moment I decided to install a discreet security camera overlooking my front porch. The camera was small, hidden inside the porch light housing, and capable of capturing every movement near the door. 2 days later, the footage revealed the truth, and the thief was not some random criminal passing through. It was my next-door neighbor Karen, vice president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association. She walked onto my porch confidently, grabbed the package, glanced around quickly, then marched back to her house like she owned the place. Karen had moved into the neighborhood only 6 months earlier, but already behaved. It's like the community's self-appointed ruler. She constantly lectured neighbors about trash cans, lawn height, and mailbox paint colors that violated HOA aesthetic harmony standards. Apparently those standards did not include respecting other people's delivered packages. I watched the footage 3 times before accepting that the smiling HOA enforcer was stealing my deliveries. My first instinct was to confront her immediately and demand an explanation. But years working as a systems engineer taught me that evidence and patience always defeat emotional reactions. So instead of knocking on her door, I began documenting every missing delivery carefully. Within 2 weeks, 4 packages disappeared, and every single one vanished shortly after Karen walked past my porch. The camera recorded everything clearly, including her satisfied expression while carrying the boxers home. That was when I realized Karen believed nobody would ever challenge her behavior. She assumed HOA authority made her untouchable inside this quiet suburban community. Karen's arrogance became even clearer during the next neighborhood association meeting. While discussing landscaping rules, she lectured everyone about maintaining community trust and respecting shared values. I sat quietly listening while she preached honesty to people whose packages she had already stolen. That meeting convinced me confrontation alone would never teach her the lesson she deserved. Instead, Karen needed an unforgettable reminder that stealing from neighbors carries consequences. The solution arrived unexpectedly while I watched another package theft on my security footage. Karen grabbed the box quickly, glanced at the street, and hurried back toward her front door. She clearly believed porch cameras only protected expensive electronics or online shopping deliveries. What she didn't realize was that engineers love designing creative solutions to persistent problems. That night I ordered a small locking parcel box and installed it beside my front door. The device allowed deliveries to drop inside safely while preventing anyone from removing the contents without a key. But the parcel box alone was not the real plan. The real plan involved a very special package waiting to be delivered soon. Inside my garage workshop, I began assembling something far more memorable than ordinary online purchases. The project required a small motion sensor, a compressed air canister, and an industrial glitter container. I carefully mounted the components inside a cardboard shipping box, identical to the ones frequently delivered to my house. The motion sensor connected directly to a trigger valve controlling the compressed air release. When the lid opened, the system would launch a powerful burst of glitter into the air instantly. Not harmful, not dangerous, but impossible to clean quickly. Glitter has a unique reputation among engineers and event planners alike. Once released indoors, it spreads everywhere and refuses to disappear for weeks. My final step involved adding a small GPS tracker inside the box. If Karen stole the package again, I would know exactly where the surprise exploded. 2 days later, the perfect opportunity arrived when an online order notification appeared in my email. I replaced the real product with my glitter device and resealed the shipping box carefully. Then I placed the package on the porch exactly where delivery drivers normally left them. The camera began recording automatically the moment the motion detector activated outside. 20 minutes later, Karen walked across my lawn pretending to check the neighborhood mailboxes. She glanced around quickly before stepping onto my porch again. Her hand reached down and lifted the glitter trap package with the same confidence as every previous theft. Karen carried it home quickly without noticing the tiny GPS tracker hidden beneath the label. I watched the camera feed quietly while waiting for the inevitable moment. According to the tracker's signal, she brought the box directly into her kitchen. 10 seconds later, the motion sensor detected the lid opening. Act! Then the compressed air valve triggered exactly as designed. The explosion of glitter filled the kitchen with a sparkling storm of silver and pink dust. Karen screamed loudly enough for half the street to hear. The tracker confirmed glitter continued spreading throughout her house as she tried desperately to clean it. Meanwhile, my camera recorded her storming outside seconds later, completely covered in shimmering glitter. Neighbors walking their dogs stopped immediately to stare at the unexpected spectacle. Karen looked like she had fallen into a carnival decoration machine. Glitter clung to her hair, clothes, shoes, and even her eyebrows. But the real damage was waiting inside her house. Every step she took tracked sparkling particles across floors, furniture, and countertops. Glitter traveled through air vents, carpets, curtains, and kitchen appliances. Within minutes, the entire interior of her home resembled a disco ball explosion. The neighborhood quickly learned something unusual had happened at Karen's house. Several neighbors later told me they saw her vacuuming furiously for hours that afternoon. Unfortunately, glitter does not disappear after a single cleaning attempt. It multiplies, spreads, and reappears whenever someone moves furniture or opens a drawer. Karen's frustration reached a breaking point during the next HOA meeting. She arrived still wearing tiny glitter specks that sparkled under the community hall lights. Her speech about neighborhood respect sounded noticeably less confident than usual. I waited patiently until the meeting ended before approaching her quietly. Then I showed her a short clip from my porch camera. The video clearly displayed her stealing every package from my doorstep during the past 2 weeks. Her face drained of color faster than the glitter faded from her hair. I explained calmly that the footage could easily become a police report, or we could consider the glitter incident an educational moment and move forward peacefully. Karen nodded immediately without arguing for once. The next morning, my missing packages suddenly appeared back on my porch. She never attempted another delivery theft again. More importantly, Karen stopped lecturing neighbors about honesty during HOA meetings. Apparently, glitter storms create powerful reminders about respecting other people's property. Weeks later, neighbors still occasionally spotted tiny sparkles inside Karen's car or on her shoes. Glitter has a way of reminding people about past mistakes long after the moment passes. Even today's sunlight sometimes reflects faint sparkles through Karen's kitchen window. I suspect she will continue discovering new glitter for months. Engineers understand one important truth about solving problems creatively. The best solutions correct behavior without causing real harm. Karen learned that lesson the moment she opened the wrong package. Willow Creek neighborhood quietly returned to peaceful deliveries and honest neighbors. My porch camera still records every delivery just in case another thief appears someday. But somehow nobody has touched my packages since that glitter-filled afternoon. Word travels quickly when a thief accidentally decorates their entire house with sparkling evidence. And somewhere inside Karen's vacuum cleaner, a small mountain of glitter still waits patiently to escape again.